Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Crafty Cakes and Desserts. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my uploads. In this video, I will show you how to make my delicious and creamy chocolate cream cheese frosting. Everything I used in this video will be in the description box below, so don't forget to gather your ingredients so we can make this together. First, we will start off with 8 ounces of cream cheese. This is room temperature cream cheese. I left that on my counter for about an hour and a half, or you can pop it in the microwave in 15-second increments to try to soften it up. I add that all at once to my mixer. I am using full fat cream cheese, not the low fat. I guess you can use low fat if you want to. I've never tried it with the low fat, but the brand I'm using is Great Value, and you can also use Philadelphia. It's any kind you want to use. After you have let your cream cheese cream for about a minute or two, you want to get your spatula and scrape the sides of your bowl and your powder attachment. This makes it easier to mix all the other ingredients. Next, I am adding 1 stick of unsalted room temperature butter. I'm letting my room temperature butter and cream cheese cream for about 2 minutes or so, just to make sure all the ingredients are incorporated well. Once you have creamed together your butter and your cream cheese, you want to get your spatula and scrape the sides of the bowl and the powder attachment. Make sure everything has been incorporated well. Now I am adding 1 cup of powdered sugar to my cream cheese and butter mixture. It's also called icing sugar or confectioner sugar. Depends on where you live. It's called different things. But you want to add that to your bowl and let it mix for about 1 to 2 minutes or until it's incorporated. Make sure after each addition that you scrape the sides of your bowl to try to help incorporate the powdered sugar. Next, I am adding 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. You can always add a 1/2 cup or cup. It just depends on how chocolatey you want it. But I think 3/4 cup was enough for my tasting. So just add all that together. Well, gradually add it and let that mix. And I let it mix on 3 on my stand mixer. You can always do this with a hand mixer also. Next, you want to scrape the sides of your bowl and powder attachment. I know. It's a lot of scraping, but you want to make sure you incorporate all your ingredients so you don't miss anything. And you can see that I'm making sure I scrape the sides of the bowl. Then I'm going to add another cup of powdered sugar to my mixer. I'm adding 1 more cup of my powdered sugar to the bowl, and I started it out on 2 and then I increased it to 3 to let it mix a little bit. Make sure you don't turn it on high, because if you do, it will fly everywhere. Trust me, I've had powdered sugar flour bath many times. You want to make sure you keep mixing until you can get all your ingredients combined. I'm using my spatula to get down at the very bottom of the bowl. For some reason, the powder attachment isn't getting at the very bottom, so I'm just using my spatula to try to incorporate some of that powdered sugar. Next, I'm adding my last cup of powdered sugar, but I'm just going to put half in it this time for right now, and then let it mix for a while, and then incorporate the other half. See, didn't I say it'll go flying everywhere? Here, I just removed the bowl so I can scrape it a little better and get to the bottom of it, so I can kind of get some of that powdered sugar that was at the very bottom that my attachment couldn't really get to for some reason. So after I do that, I'm turning it back on low, number 2 on the stand mixer, and I added my last half cup. And once I did that, I increased my speed to 3. After I let that mix for a little while, I add in a ½ teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. You want to use the pure vanilla extract, not the imitation extract. You don't really want a lot of vanilla because we are doing chocolate cream cheese, so we didn't need too much extract. Then after that, I let it mix for a little while to incorporate that extract, and I added a pinch of salt, just a pinch, and let that mix. I removed the powder attachment and I got all the extra chocolate off and added it to my bowl. And I am going to add the whisk attachment and let that mix for a while. It incorporates a little more air and makes it a little lighter and fluffier to me. And it also can remove some of the air bubbles. It also can take away some of the sweetness. If you did add too much sugar, it can kind of lighten up the flavor a little bit. But I let it mix for about 3 to 4 minutes. You want to mix it well to try to incorporate a little air in it. Everybody make frosting differently. This is how I do mine. This is how I like my frosting. And I hadn't had any problems with changing it from the powder attachment to the whisk attachment to incorporate a little air. Now, I have seen some that really just don't like, they'll just rather use the powder attachment, but I like using the whisk attachment. I hadn't had any problems with it. I actually prefer the whisk attachment to make it a little fluffier. So that's what I'm doing in this video, and that's what I'm showing y'all. See, look how fluffy it is. I know y'all know because y'all made it with me, so you know how good and chocolatey my frosting is. So I will be using this cream cheese frosting for my Death by Chocolate cake that's coming up in the next video, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See y'all.